Okay, cool. Well, let's get things started. My name is Justin, and this is going to be the first video of the YouTube channel, Justin Young Property. It's going to cover all things in this strategy that I'm going to be covering. And to really kick things off and start it out is really explaining a little bit of context about where I'm coming from in terms of what this all looks like. So my background is I've actually been in property since 2017, and the traditional way of investing is no longer the way I see our portfolio progressing. And when I say our, I mean wife and two beautiful girls. Now, at the moment, there's one income and four people on one house that we purchased in 2017. Now, we were in the pursuit of passive income, capital growth, and success through property. And what we've actually done is purchased investment property, and that has led to lending ceilings and gaps. Now, I know there are people out there, because my background is actually from a buyer's agency offer. I'm a salesperson and a closer. And what I have seen is actually this happen to many, many, many people. And you hit this lending ceiling where you hit serviceability issues. Now, there are different strategies around this, such as rent vesting or just don't have kids until you're ready to settle down. But where we find ourselves in this current situation is that we are blessed with a beautiful family, but we purchased our family home. And we wouldn't change things. We just have to alter our strategy a little bit from this point moving forward. So what that means and what that looks like is a look at our property strategy and what we can implement to increase cash flow before capital growth, and eventually moving into that direction as well. So what that looks like currently, and this was a process of elimination because my mind has been open to different strategies out there: developments, duplex, subdivision, land titling, strata surveys, survey strata, sorry. And this all takes servicing and it all takes capital. So what I had actually done is, through a process of elimination and understanding that that there is actually no other option other than creative strategies, it's led me to what we will now be fully committing to, which is called rent to rent, R2R. Now, what this is a strategy that involves taking on a corporate head lease from someone who is renting out a house, making non-structural changes to increase the bedrooms, and renting this out, subleasing it to multiple occupants. And that will bring in more money than you are paying for rent, and you collect the difference. It's a copy and paste business model that's all around systems. And the good part is you don't need a huge amount of capital to enter into one deal to actually have them be quite lucrative. And because it's just a systems and process, you can get who, not how, in place, and you can actually scale as a copy and paste basis. So what this looks like is, I'm just going to pause and share my screen. All right, sharing the screen didn't quite work, so I'll just talk it out for you. So rent to rent in plain English is you lease a normal property from a landlord at a fixed rent. That's what the head lease. Then you improve the yield by configuring it and managing it. So renting rooms individually, or creating a compliant living setup through co-living. And you collect the spread between what you collect and what you pay plus expenses is your profit. So there's no purchase required. And it's basically operator skill plus better management plus value add design gives you a higher net operating income than the typical single tenancy. And so the method end to end is going to be selecting a property that has 4 or 5 bedrooms and making that into as many rooms as comfortable for that property, with a max in WA of 6. The focus will be getting places near hospitals, universities, transport, and major employment hubs. These are going to be the target areas, or locations, and then the suburbs around these are going to have strong room demand and low competing supply. And I'll show you exactly what this looks like, and we're going to walk it out step by step. So the criteria at the moment is going to be a 4x2 or a 5x3, 5x2, or even a 4x3. And we're going to convert this into up to 6 bedrooms, and we're going to match these locations with the demand and virtually manage these properties using EAs and VAs, so virtual assistants and executive assistants. And these people will be our property managers. I'll walk you through exactly how this looks as well. But essentially what we will be focusing on this week, tonight is actually Sunday, the 5th of October. This week we'll be getting a deal. We have 10 days as a timeline to secure our first deal. And this is going to be happening by dialing agents and also reaching out to landlords as well. So this is the process. This is where we lock in. It's actually quite exciting because there's no other option. It's literally get stuck in to rent and learn it. It's a massively popular strategy that's in the UK, as well as the US, and over on the East Coast, so Melbourne, Sydney, Victoria, Sydney, or New South Wales and Queensland, so Queensland and Victoria especially, has been happening for quite a while. Boarding houses, rooming houses, they started off as something not super desirable, but through different regulations and requirements, they've become actually quite a solution for the housing crisis that we are experiencing in Australia at the moment, especially in WA. Some of these room ratios that I've been seeing around the suburbs are actually like 36 to 1, 36 people looking for one room. Now that is massive data. In Victoria, you can see anywhere between 5 and 10 people looking for one room, but this is an incredibly viable strategy and it's a win-win for everybody. So first of all, the landlord is getting guaranteed rent, someone looking after the property, there's cleaners in place, you are a corporate tenant, and then you have the housing of multiple tenants, and this is going to give working professionals somewhere safe, secure, and nice to live. And then you've got the investor or the company, the one operating the rent-to-rent, is profiting as well. So 2 profits from the landlord and the operator, and then the income, the safe place that the tenants are having is an incredible benefit to the market. So that is rent to rent. We are going to be looking for anywhere between 5 or probably starting out at 3, 5, 10-year head leases, and anything beyond is a bonus. This is essentially a real estate business and it's arbitrage. So you're collecting the spread between what you pay and what you collect. So the key things here is that we are going to want to be making sure that we are allowed to make changes to the property, non-structural, but we're going to be adding different walls in place, so stud frame walls, maybe get an electrician in to add some extra power points and things like that. We're going to be adding more smoke alarms, more fire compliance, as well as maybe doing a little bit of a revamp, maybe a small kitchen upgrade or flooring, replacing old carpet, something like this to improve the quality of the home that we're giving to the market. The biggest element of this is systems and operations and procedures. Pair that with spreadsheets. So lots and lots of feasibilities to allow this to stack. Outsourcing is going to be the unique play on this because property managers in this space do not really like to touch it. And there's also some tips and tricks that you can actually move past what they are offering in this current space to make it more profitable and easy to scale as well. So that, in a nutshell, out of all the property strategies out there, is what we will be focusing on specifically. And the reason for that, like I said, lower capital, easy barrier to entry. Anyone can do this if you have a systems and operating attention to detail. And this is going to be the journey. So documenting this on YouTube specifically, and we're going to cut this content up and spread it from YouTube to maybe TikTok, but Instagram, create Facebook pages with the purpose to increase a bit of awareness, but also show others that there are different strategies in property other than buy and hold. I once heard, I actually heard this not too long ago, maybe a couple of weeks, and it was one of the riskiest strategies you can do is buy something, get into heaps of debt, and just hope that it goes up. And that's literally the asset class or style of investing strategy that we've just gotten out of. So that property is liquidated and we are ready to hit the ground running in rent to rent. And the goal of this is going to be to firstly salary match. So we are looking for 6 figures in passive or slightly active income that we can scale into our own business and continue pushing the envelope from there. So that is everything for the first video. We've just hit 10 minutes, and that gives a good rundown of exactly what rent to rent is and what we're going to be doing here specifically. So if you liked this at all, or you think this is interesting, you want to follow along, by all means, go for it. You can subscribe or like, or even comment down below your learnings or your thoughts or opinions. Everything is encouraged. So I wanted to stop there, and add on to that is that this has been a long time coming. So I'm just committing to this in the video number 1, and we'll see you in the next one.